And welcome to Crazy Vape show number 11.
Yep.
I had to remember that. Wait till I turn off my sounds here. I'm getting an echo from YouTube. That's better, right? So you've got myself, Eat My Baby. You've got Dimmy Crazy Damper, and you've got Bob, the vaping computer guy. So, how you two doing?
Good.
Dimmy.
Yeah. It was freezing. Alright. Always come a little bit later. Tell me again, what was the question?
What are you vaping on?
At the moment I'm vaping on my APV Lab tube with my Armadillo on it in Mount Long with 0.3. Very nice vape. And I'm vaping the other Armadillo, the grey one, on the HCigar. And I'm vaping the black Armadillo on the Manto S from Rinko. And my little Orion always with me. And and another one. And on the Manto, also for my Mount Long. And these Crazy Berries, really sweet. Those are the three main juices. And my Mount Long, my Element, 20 milligrams.
I'm not even going to count the other desk. I'll just tell you what's in front of me here. I got the iJoy Shogun with the Kylan 2 on it. Got the Mike Vapes Surface. Bad with names, really bad. So that's the new Vupu Platinum Edition. I got the Boar single 21700 with the gear on it. Salt and cutting down on pods lately. Juices, don't ask me. I got too many mixed.
Hit send on top. I've also got my top side with the Armadillo. Another two are up there somewhere in their boxes still. And my pod. And that's it. Usual Frozen Pond and the Mat Tank, Psychic Bunny Thorn, and the Freemax tank. And I've got, what's an Armadillo? Oh, that'll be Frozen Pond as well.
Always the same.
And that's it.
Alright.
That's all I'm vaping on.
I'm gonna see who's in chat with me. Kevin, Ronnie, Harley Quinn, Steven, Thierry, always the same first in my chat. And your chat, Mac Vapes, John Best, hi John, also Ronnie, and Bob.
Yeah, John's eye was there somewhere.
Always the same first.
No, my first is different every week.
No, mine are always the same first.
If you have got any questions, pop it in either chat, mine's or Dimmy's, for any of the three of us, or for all three of us, if you want to be a bit naughty and ask us the same question.
They say I'm offline. Wait a second.
Yeah, you are.
I'm offline?
Yeah. You're not streaming. I am.
I'm seeing him. I'm seeing him in my. I got his channel open. Thought it was.
I've just refreshed him and not still the same.
Still offline.
Yep.
Why is that?
See, something always goes wrong with you, Dimmy.
Yeah, I should be streaming. My site says it's streaming. Ah, he's back.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but tell you, always something.
Yeah, it's always you, Demi, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's my Wi-Fi. It's a Belgian Wi-Fi. It sucks.
Yeah.
I need to get my cable up here, so. But yeah.
Hi, Christoph.
Uh,
So hi to everybody that's in chat. Post questions away if you want. We're not shy, we'll answer anything. So how was your holiday last week then, Demi?
oh, my sound is so bad. You sounded like a computer for me now. Oh my god. My connection is really
Hi, Jim.
bad.
Right,
Yeah,
Demi, how was your holiday last week?
my last week.
Was it?
That's what Widowmaker. I've got no in. I bought it for once. And yeah, that's it. It was a quiet week, but there are things underway. So, but with the Easter weekend, nothing came in. Hey, I went to my widescreen is gone. Alright.
Yeah. Like, since you still didn't answer the question, Demi, how was your holiday?
My holiday.
Yes.
The house where I was in was a mess. The bungalow where we stayed was let us say a little bit dirty. So we stayed one day less in the holiday, but for the rest it was nice with the family, and it was good. And this weekend I had a relaxed weekend. I worked in my own garden. I worked in my mother-in-law's garden. We went for a walk in the park. It was a relaxed week actually. Wednesday my live vlog went well. It was really a relaxed week. I just worked for 2 days. It was a good week.
That's not too bad, eh?
No, it was good.
Since you've shown what you've had in this week and last week, I'll show you what I've had in.
Alright.
Start off with.
I was going to ask you, what holiday was it last week? But then I realized by holiday you mean what we call vacation. So.
The Easter holiday, it's 2 weeks of vacation for the kids here. So, and I had the first week my 2 sons were staying with me, so I took vacation holiday. I didn't need to work, so that's something. Okay.
Right, so what I've got in this week is this, the Vape Anywhere. I don't know if you have seen this or not. I'll give you a wee demonstration.
That's the first one I've seen in a bag like that.
Yeah, so I got it mainly for going to Expo so I can vape in the hotel room. For when I get up in the morning and when I go to my bed. Same me running outside to have a vape.
Alright. I know in the hotel.
Working pretty good.
In the hotel where I'm staying, the window goes open, so I vape at the window.
At the Premier Inn, you're lucky if the window opens that much.
Yeah, if you go and sit on the window and you blow out of the window, it works.
The other stuff that's came in is the Vupu Alpha Zip Kit, the Drag 2 Platinum, and a matte tank on its own. What else came in? Oh, and when I find it. It's that good that I haven't even got it up here. I got the new, is it a new? The X-Star 4CS charger, I think it's called.
Okay then.
I wonder where it disappeared to. I thought I'd lifted it. Obviously I hadn't, but I got that in as well.
I forgot something. I also got those calls in from a guy from Instagram, Mad Dog Calls. He sent me the calls to test out and use in a video or something. He made them himself, aliens and frames stapled. Look really nice calls, but Still have to test them. That came in. All sorts of cards.
What else came in was my new t-shirts for going away to Expo with my logo here.
Hola.
And I better turn this way for the sake of it. And a big logo in the back.
Hola. I am my own logo. I don't need a
Well,
t-shirt.
Unlike all the other UK reviewers that actually post them on Teespring, I haven't.
Okay.
So if anybody's wearing one of my t-shirts, it's a fake. What are you saying, Bob?
I'm sorry. Demi just needs to get some shirts with an armadillo on them and wear those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right, got a question for you, for John, as usual. Just keep them coming, John. Guys, what's your favourite sub-ohm tank? I'm really enjoying the Crown 4 with the mesh coils.
For me, the Freemax Mesh Pro is the best tank on the market for me. It's the only tank I ever actually use with regular coils in it. That's not an RTA or something. The only tank I only use is the Mesh Pro from Freemax with a triple coil. For me, that's the only sub-ohm tank that I enjoy, really enjoy. So for me, that's easy. That's an easy question.
And Bob?
Yeah, I mean the Freemax Mesh Pro is excellent. You know, the first Freemax Mesh tank. I think they were the first ones to come out with the pre-made mesh sub-ohm coils. That I was talking to them about that the last vape show we had here to the Freemax guys, and it's excellent. Although this matte tank from Voopoo, it's pretty darn good. I mean, what I really like about this thing is, I mean, it's a sub-ohm tank, but you turn it upside down and you can pop your coil right out, and you got it in front of you, right, Phoebe? So, I mean, you pop your coil right out, pop a new coil in. I think that's a great idea. Without having to empty the juice or anything, pop it right back on, and you just change the coil. So I'm liking this a lot, but the Freemax Mesh Pro is probably still the best.
The only thing I don't like about that matte tank is sometimes when you're taking off a mod, the base stays on your...
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
You have to keep turning it to get that slack and put your tank back onto it to get it off.
Yeah, you gotta be careful because it's just gonna pour it out all over you. But if you remember that and do it, it's a cool idea.
But you can still have it like that and take it off. You don't have to actually tilt it upside down.
Yeah, I guess. I just always just psychologically, to me, it's like I want to do it upside down to be safe.
Can understand that.
But yeah, it's supposed to do it. Yeah.
Have you had a lot of condensation in the base?
Not really. No. I mean, I haven't. It's been on here for a while. There's nothing on there. Nothing coming out. I mean, nothing that would affect anything really. At least. I heard you mentioning that you were having some condensation problems, or
yeah. Every couple of days I have to give it a clean out to get rid of the condensation from the base of it.
Yeah, I haven't had it too bad. I mean, I haven't really not enough that I would want to clean it out.
Yeah, I left it for 4 days and I could actually tip upside down. You see a stream coming down for it.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't had that happen, but.
And that's with the dual coil that's in it at the moment.
And the pop open like that, just press a button to pop it open is nice. You don't have to try and hunt around for which way to slide it open. They did a good job, I think. But I haven't had that problem that you're having, so some of them may be having that.
Yeah, either that it's the juice or the wattage that I'm vaping at. Because I'm only at 40 watts.
Yeah, maybe is it like a 50-50 juice or?
No, it's it's better be about an 85 VG juice.
Yeah, it's interesting then. Yeah, I haven't had that. And of course, the drag too is nice, but I put a whole bunch of sticky things in there because that door rattle drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
It's a bad door rattle, but if they fix that door rattle, it's good.
Nah. Mine's just starting to scratch up already. Even though it's supposed to be scratch proof. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You can
Yeah.
see them when I get the light to shine on it properly.
Oh yeah.
But it's supposed to be scratch resistant, but it's not. It does scratch.
You could scratch anything, you know. They say most, but I guess anything if you want to scratch it, it can.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the raised 510, but in a way I am, because it's saving you getting your ratty scratch on the top, because it's shiny as well, eh?
Right, right.
It's raised up by half a mil.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
don't know.
I don't worry too much about like scratching my mods and stuff. I know, you know, that's just me. I know some people, it's very important to them. They want everything to look really nice and the tank to match the mod and everything to look really good. I'm not that bad with that. I always try and remember that when reviewing something for people, because to me, if I have a little scratch on it, I don't care. I just want it to work right. That's why they raised that up, because I think, and you'd see it easy on that super shiny surface.
Yeah.
All my mods are scratched up. The one I use a lot, they're all scratched up. I put them all together in the back, and I'm always carrying 4 or 5 mods in the back, so they all scratched up.
Shocking.
Yeah, but
I've dropped a setup. I dropped it out of my pocket at work, and I taken a chunk out of the drip tip.
yeah,
I don't know if you could see that.
yes.
What for it? No, you're not going to see it, but it's right there.
Yeah, now I see it.
There you go, you can see it better now. So I had to get some sandpaper and sand the rough bits off it.
Take another drip tip.
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 tanks, so technically I could use the new tanks one, but then if I give that away to somebody, they'll get a dodgy drip tip, and I don't want to do that. Because I'm not that kind of person.
No, I know you're a kind person. Oh, yeah. I just gave another armadillo away in my last vlog. So, and Ronnie
It isn't something long enough to get it scratched before moving on to the next device.
Before next week, so I can have actually a week off for Expo.
Okay.
But it's not going to work.
You know I don't work like that, huh?
No.
I just start recording and maybe the next day editing and goes online.
No, I've got the Solom 3 reviewed, edited, and it's not got to go live until the 8th of May. I'm well ahead.
Yeah, me. I can't. I'm a hectic one. I can't work like that. If you see how it now, the thing you see behind me looks all clean and everything, but if I turn the camera down or a little bit to the left, it's chaos.
Join the club.
Yeah. So I never show my desk or over there where I shoot videos. I never show that because it's a nightmare.
Yeah, same here.
Well, if I do that, and if you look, you can't see it for that green bit.
Your 3D printer.
Yeah, so look what's sitting on top of the 3D printer.
You run out of space, you got to use the bed from the 3D printer to put stuff.
Well, I did run out of space because all I had was the desk at the back of me. So I went and bought another L-shaped desk, and there's the desk there. It's full of junk.
Yeah, but that looks cleaned up. Junk.
It's not. That's just general junk.
No.
Well, if you look at mine, you see every shelf is a different kind of piece of wood because I just keep adding higher and higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, another problem.
I just need somewhere to store the empty boxes.
I've got a big crate behind the computer here. It's full of the boxes, and yeah, it's really full now. So I started I sold a lot of my LPs, and now I've got no storage room for boxes. So.
I gave up. I don't keep boxes anymore. Once I shoot the video, the box goes right in the garbage. I can't keep too much space is all the empty boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm a hoarder, so I always think maybe I can use the box.
I'll show you something then, and this drives people I know crazy, but if I don't knock everything down, I have drawers like this. And then I got drawers like this. I can never find the right glass to put back on a tank if I break it. Never.
That's why
I keep all my boxes in case I give this item away.
Yeah.
Like that shelf, all the boxes there,
Yeah.
they've all got their tanks, mods, whatever in them, ready just to give away.
Yeah, I try and pass on stuff like that, but I usually don't have the box for it.
I just find that ships easier and less likely to get broken.
Yep.
If it's in the box.
Yeah. I'm just a hoarder. For me,
You got the space. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Space starting to be too small, but maybe I have to move sometime. To a bigger house just to store my shit.
I'm going to have to move my camera so I can see my chat.
Ik had het verpressen doen, bla bla bla. Het geluid een beetje hoger. My sound is too quiet on mine. But I can't put it higher. I think, wait, maybe a little bit. No.
I don't know who's all come in for the Saturday, but I know Jules is one of them that's came in on mine. I don't know about yours, Dimmy. You can check your own.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but the only thing they're saying is that my sound is too quiet. Hi, Jules. You're gonna get your hug, Jules. I'm coming to the expo. I promised her a hug. She's gonna get a hug.
Do you have a lot of vape shows that you go to, or do you get often?
Last year I went to New York and Shenzhen, to Paris, and to Birmingham twice. But this year it was a pretty quiet year. The Birmingham Expo is the first one this year. So
Yeah, you told me you went to the business to business one last year in Brooklyn. Yep.
it was
I went
nice
to that.
it was nice to be in New York, but it was the expo was a little bit too small for the
That's the business. Yeah, that's the business to business one. So it's not, you can't even really buy stuff there. It's just making contacts, meeting the vendors and stuff like that. And
that was nice on it. It was small and it was cozy actually, but it was a big trip, and it was a week before the Shenzhen Expo, so it was in 2 weeks I went to New York, and a week later I went to Shenzhen. And the New York, it was nice to be in New York, but the expo was a disappointment actually. So
yeah, that's not like the NVE one that we just had in Connecticut. That's the big one that everybody, all the reviewers here go to. I think every reviewer in America was was at that one. It was a big one this year.
yeah.
Right, Bob, question for you.
Yeah.
Right, where are you from? What's your vaping story and so on?
Well, I actually live in upstate New York now, which is about an hour and a half north of New York City. But I'm from Brooklyn originally, where they live there. And I guess I've been vaping about 5.5 years now. And I didn't switch from cigarettes to vaping. I had a few people say, "What do you even vape for? You didn't switch from you didn't smoke." I used to smoke when I was younger, cigarettes, and then I smoked cigars for the last 25 years. and I went off cigars to vaping. Basically, pretty much my brother, who's been vaping for about 8-9 years now, since before people even knew what vaping was, kind of got me into it, and it got me to stop smoking cigars, which my wife appreciates because then I don't stink like cigars every day. And going to customers when you smell like cigar, I started getting into it just by buying, one of the vapes, in a gas station, and just got more and more into it and realized what a great thing it was, and knew a bunch of people that got off of cigarettes because of vaping. Both my grandparents died from lung cancer and emphysema due to smoking, and I just started to realize how big this was going to be and what a wonderful thing it is, and just got more and more into it, and watched like Indoor Smokers and Grim Green, and watching all those videos, and figured, hey, I could do that. I can make a video and just share what I'm learning about all these things, and I kept buying more and more stuff and just getting into it, and feeling like a fool making my first video, like I think most people who start doing reviews do, and just kept growing from there, and now it's just it's a hobby, and I love it, and met so many wonderful people through it, and it's just an everyday hobby that you just get into it. Aside from not smoking anymore, whether it's cigarettes or cigars, just the hobby of it is something very interesting and constantly changing, and and the good that it's doing is what makes it worth it more than anything else, is getting people off of smoking. But you probably hear all the news in the United States, hear all the battles we have. Our wonderful governor here in New York is supposed to be signing a complete 100% flavor ban soon. In New York State, you will not be allowed to buy, either through the mail or in stores, any flavored, anything other than tobacco and mint. So if that passes, that'll be the first in the United States, the first state doing that. So it's a big battle right now, fighting with all these things. But yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, people don't think people actually smoke cigars about stopping them from smoking the cigars and changing to vaping. They think it's just for smokers.
Yeah, and it's not, cigars are not like cigarettes where there's, all these tars and artificial chemicals. I mean, cigars are just leaves, they're just natural. Certainly a lot safer than cigarettes, but it's still smoke. It's still burning something, and, vaping is, I think, a much cleaner, and hopefully it'll be proven that it's a completely... I think we all know common sense. It's a lot safer than, lighting some leaves or a cigarette on fire and inhaling that. But yeah, it's a much cleaner hobby. That's for sure, I think.
Jules, TVCG is the vaping computer guy.
Yep, most people just abbreviate it because it's a long name.
Yeah.
My first channel was called just Vaping with Bob, but everybody does that. Vaping with Vic, Vaping with Joe. So I figured I got to come up with something a little more catchy, and came up with that. And fortunately, there's nobody else using anything even close to it. So if you Google that or YouTube that, it just pops up immediately. So.
That's like mine.
And mine.
Having a unique name helps a lot.
I'm looking.
And I think anybody who is in any kind of tech job, that's in computers, kind of gravitates towards my towards my name and my channel.
Yeah, with me the crazy.
I'm gonna ask both you guys like where your names came from, but I just happened to be watching last week's show, and the guest you had on asked you, so I got my answer. So.
John said, I take my hats off to you guys. I'm really camera shy, and I'm just getting into doing written reviews. John, I'm camera shy as well. Trust me.
I never thought I would sit in front of a camera making YouTube videos for people to watch and comment and tell you how stupid you look and stuff like that. But after you do 100, 200, 300, eventually it's like, I don't care anymore.
Same with me. It started like a joke. Actually, it was just a joke, and then you make 100 videos, and now there are 500 videos, and now it's just talking to a camera.
Well, when I done my first one, It was just to show off a mod done by my phone, and it was just close-ups, and that was it. There was no FaceTime at all in it.
No. I started with
And
only
somebody like,
FaceTime.
just keep going.
I started
I know.
with FaceTime with my phone and only FaceTime. That's how I started. The close-ups came later.
Well, my close-ups came first, and then the up top part came after.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. They're very comfortable just showing their hands in the device, so they start with just doing that part first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim also does that. Jim who's in the chat. Jim VV. He's also a Belgian reviewer. He does it in English, but he only shows the close-up. He doesn't want to come on camera.
Hi, Pud Puffs. And John M.
John, yeah.
John M's a friend of mine. He jumped in there to support me.
Ah,
Okay.
bringing your
John.
supporters along.
Yeah. He knows I don't normally do I haven't done a live show in a long time. Just usually because, well, it's 8 p.m., 8:30 by you guys, but even here in the States, most people do them, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm a person that gets up at like 5 in the morning for work, so 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, forget it. I'm too exhausted to start going on a live show for 2 hours, so I usually, I very rarely do them.
Okay. It was nice that you would do it, because I told you already why I chose you also for the Armadillo, because you were the first reviewer I saw when I started vaping, so I'm really
You said that, and I was like, no, he's just, I didn't believe you at first. I said, he's just trying to get me on the show. He's just trying to be nice.
No, it's real. It's real. My brother gave me an alien with the baby tank on it, and after 3 days I was bored of the baby tank, and I bought the Cloud Beast, and I started building in it, and I looked it up, and I came around a video of yours, and I started looking, and you were the first.
And now you're making RDAs.
Yeah, it went fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years and a half later, yeah, it goes fast. Vaping changed my life, really.
I mean, it didn't like save my life from smoking. It wasn't that kind of a thing. But for me, it gave me. I work 60 to 70 hours a week, and I have no hobbies. I have a family and 2 kids. But it just gave me a wonderful hobby. Something that made it more social to meet people and be into something, and it absolutely changed my life in that way. For the better.
Yeah, it stopped me from smoking a lot. I smoked 60 cigarettes a day, so I smoked a lot, so it stopped that. But it also changed my life. I changed job. I went to work in a vape shop. I start making videos. Actually, I travel around the world for vaping now.
Right.
My own RDAs on the market. It's really strange. On 2.5 years, it really changed my life completely. Made it some difficult and impossible almost, but.
And you never saw that coming the first time you started vaping.
No. And sometimes the family has to suffer from it, but yeah, vaping really changes everything.
Gives you a whole new community.
Yeah, also from the whole world, and that's also the great thing about it. You meet people from everywhere, and it's really a nice community. Sometimes.
If you think about it, Dimmy, if it wasn't for Vapor Expo a year ago, we would never have met.
That's true. And there wouldn't be a Crazy Vape Show.
No.
So, yeah, and also because I was in Shenzhen, I met a lot of people in Shenzhen, and that's also why my RDA is coming out. And yeah, it really did great things, actually. So I hope next year I can go to more expos again, and I really hope I can go to Shenzhen again, because that was really an experience. The Shenzhen Expo is just crazy.
It's gotta be. Sounds like I've always heard it's a tremendous big, show.
It's really crazy. And also the venue where it's at, we went out of it and we went to the wrong side and we had to walk around it, and it was 45 minutes to walk just around to the venue where the expo is in, and not just a slow walk. Really, we walked on a faster tempo. So yeah, it's crazy. Nine halls, I think. 9 big halls, and Chinese are really crazy. And all the bosses are there. That's the good thing about it. All the bosses of the companies are there. So if you talk to people on the booths, the boss is always there. So that was easy to make good contacts.
Right.
Changed also a lot.
The shows here, they're just sending over like salespeople in the United States to do the shows usually, you know.
The problem is I do my reviews in Dutch, so my views and my audience isn't that big like if I would do it in English. So it's difficult for me to get things sent to me, and I constantly have to keep contact and constantly chat with them through WeChat and ask them how they're doing, and just like a friendship relationship through WeChat, and that's how I get things sent to me for review. If I don't do that, everything stops because I don't have enough. Only Smoant is the only company that keeps sending me their new things. All the others I always have to chat with them, and not really beg for them, but it's really constantly keeping contact with China to let them know I'm still there. And that makes
it doesn't bother me if it's send stuff or not, because I'll just go and purchase it if I want it, or if I like the look of it.
Yeah, but I've got so much, and I'm a hoarder, and I've got so much in my closet, so
you didn't need nothing, so stop bantering them.
Yeah, and I have to.
Yeah, you have to be like a salesperson, and you know, for reviewers, you have to keep after them all the time and just say, hey, how you doing? Anything new coming out? Anything, just to remind them who you are, and you know.
Yeah. That's what I'm always doing. Day in, day out. And to America I chat in the night, and to China I chat in the morning, and there were now I'm taking it slow now, because there were days I was really 7 days out of 7, 18 hours a day I was busy with vaping and chatting, and I hardly slept. But now I put a break on, taking it slow. Only 3 days a week I'm really busy with the show, and I'm taking it more relaxed and thinking more about the family. It was time for it.
Yeah, people don't realize how much time it is to test things and shoot videos and edit videos. It can take up it's a lot of time. It takes up a large part of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was me last night. 6 hours to do 3 items. That was just to record it.
With my camera and with my computer, it's 5 hours to record. So yeah, I know. And then it's just to record too, and editing. It's another 3 or 4 hours. So I think for 2 videos, I think it's 10 hours of work.
I managed to fill 128 gig memory card last night while I was recording, and it had to stop right halfway through when I was recording song.
Okay.
Couldn't stop in the middle. I had at the beginning or at the end, but right in the middle. It's like, no, can it be?
Yeah, it's always like that. I still have a problem if I want to record directly with my camera and I hang my microphone on it. It gives the sound isn't good. And if I hang my camera on the computer and I run the camera through the computer and everything in my mic, the sound is good. So I've got a problem with the connection from my camera to the mic. So everything I have to record through the computer now. But the problem Yeah, you know the problem with the computer, so that's why it takes ages now to record a video. Ah, my wife is there. Hi, honey. She came home.
John's asking, Dimmy, you should review in English. I think it would really help your channel.
Yeah, I know, but I've got people in my chats who can't understand English. They're always looking the show, but they hardly understand English. So that's why I keep my reviews in Dutch.
Just do it twice. Just shoot 2 videos for everything. That's all.
I already have 2 videos in English, and it was it was so much work to record them twice. I just gave up. maybe when I've got a new computer and everything runs better again, maybe. But at the moment, only the videos in Dutch is more than enough work.
A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of times I just record it with a cell phone, just using a pretty decent cell phone, and that you can the 1080p video. Newer phones can do 4K video. Sometimes that's easier than doing it on the computer.
Yeah, I know. I started with a phone, and sometimes I think it was easier when I did it with the phone than with my Canon camera and with the computer and everything. But it's a hobby, and
Dimmy, see for your English, why not just do a voiceover?
What?
Record it in Dutch, and then just record the voice in English, and put it over the top of your Dutch review audio, so that you've got the English version for it.
Yeah, but that makes it hard.
That's easy for the up close. When you're doing the up close, because you could just record the audio as you're doing it. But
yeah.
For the FaceTime part, that would be hard because your lips aren't going to match.
It's too hard. I can't. I just record it twice. It makes it easier. It takes more time, but I don't know yet. Maybe when everything is cleaned up again and everything works all right, maybe then I find myself the time to record it twice again. But also in English, recording the reviews, it's like a hobby. It's fun, and when I do it in Dutch, I don't cut a lot in my videos, so I just record and I talk a lot, but I just babble around and I see and I record it in one time, and if I say something wrong, I don't care. I just record on. And if I do it in English, I have to think too much. and I have to cut too much in my videos and record it again and again, and it takes so much time.
If it becomes work and it's not fun for you anymore, you're gonna not do it as much.
That's the problem, and that's the last months I had it more and more, that it was more work than fun. So that's also why I started doing it less. And then when I'm recording the one day I'm recording my 2 videos, it's fun again to do it. And now in Dutch, like I said, I just talk a lot and I just see what comes, and I most of the time I record it in 3 times. I record the FaceTime in front, I record the close-up in 1 or in 2 times, and I record the end of my video, the FaceTime. And that's all, and I don't cut in it anymore. I just record it and I say what I say, and I don't. In the beginning of when I started my videos, I always had a paper beside me what I was going to say and everything. Now I don't even do that anymore. I just talk, and I know what I'm going to say, and I know what I have to say, and I see what's coming. And
once you do it enough times, it becomes easy to try. You may forget to mention one little thing, but for the most part, you get everything in. And
yeah, and that's the way I do it. That's how it's more easy for me, and that's how I keep it funny. So a little bit crazy in it. If I make a mistake,
I try and When I'm recording, I try and get it so I don't have to cut it. If I make a mistake, I'll start from the beginning again.
You know,
That's how it came so long last night.
yeah. I saw Vaping with Vic once said that. He says if he starts recording and he makes one mistake, he stops and starts the whole thing over again. I thought he was nuts. I'm like, I could never make mistakes. I just pause for a second, say it again, and then I cut and edit it. But, you know, I'm not like somebody once said to me, you know, I see you cutting things. Are you removing parts of the review? And it's no. You say something, you realize you said it wrong, or you're going to open something that didn't open good, or you dropped it, and you just do it again, and, you know, I edit it that way. But I know some people do that. They just want the whole thing perfectly smooth, but that seems more time than I would have.
I just make mistakes.
It does.
Yeah, sometimes you get lucky and the whole perfect the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what, if you look at my videos, you see that's why that goes good. Sometimes it's
When I'm doing close-ups to RDAs, RTAs, anything that's rebuildable, I've started to move my camera to the side view so they can actually see what I'm doing. So if I make a mistake in that first part up to then, I can just start that bit again. And if I make a mistake on that, I can start that again. So it's like wee sections, so you're not doing the full thing in a one take, like what I used to do.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does take time if you do make a mistake, especially at the end of it. But everybody to their own at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the magic of being able to edit afterwards.
Yep.
Save you.
I'm looking at your chat.
Yeah, I see somebody was asking about, like, you know, when you don't have a lot of subs, how you underpaid. You know, so many people just get into vape reviewing just because they think they're going to get free stuff, and that's all it's about for them. They don't realize after a while, when you have this obligation and you get DHL 2, 3, 4 times a week, and the stuff just keeps coming, you're like, oh great, another mod that I don't personally wouldn't buy and wouldn't use, and yet I still have to use it and have to shoot a video and have to edit a video and have to do all this stuff, you know, for the free device. It's not worth it. You know, you have to really be into it for a hobby, because to get a $50 mod that you're just that you have to put all that work into it, you wouldn't do that if somebody was offering you $50 for 8 hours work. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't work, you know, $50 for 8 hours work, let's say. But you got to do it now because that's your hobby. That's what you got yourself into. So
I wish it was just 8 hours per product. Try more like 40 hours.
Yeah, well,
actually use it.
Not counting the using, just the edit. You know,
yeah.
The fact that you have to vape it, whether you like it or not. If you're going to be an honest reviewer, you have to vape on that thing for at least, you know, 3, 4, 5, 10 days, you know, and use it to be able to be honest about whether you like it or not. So you have to vape something you may not even like. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I prefer to go out and actually purchase this stuff, because it's something that I've wanted to try, rather than getting stuff sent. Like the Voopoo stuff that just come in, I think that's about the third Voopoo product I've had, third, fourth and fifth, if you count the 3 of them.
Yeah, and then you got to take the heat for all the people that hate Voopoo, giving you negative comments.
But at the end of the day, if they don't like me, it's fine.
Well, you know, some people, I won't say names, but there's reviewers out there that, you know, badmouth Voopoo all the time. So then these people who follow them religiously think, oh, we got to also badmouth Voopoo. So then they come to your videos and say, you know, I'm not watching you anymore because you reviewed a Voopoo product. Well, you know, that's fine, but, you know, most of them don't even know why they don't like Voopoo. You know, they just, another big reviewer said they're bad, so they don't like them, you know.
Yeah, they did do the dirty on a couple of reviewers. But you're talking, what, over a year ago now? It started?
Yeah, and if people know the stories behind all that Voopoo stuff, it's not as bad as people think. It's not like Voopoo went out and gave mods to children or something like that. You know, the stories that they hear are not the full truth, and it's not that bad, you know.
Yeah, you only always get bits off the story. You never get the full story.
No.
Right.
And there are a lot of
And, you
drama.
know, people love drama, so.
Yeah.
And some reviewers are into drama. I don't call names also, but
Yeah, they know who they are. It's not. And a lot of people like watching that stuff, so.
yeah, they've got a lot of subscribers. So even the one with where it's all the fuzz is about with the Vupu, people watched it, and because of I never knew about the video until the reviewers talked about it and everything, and now everybody's seen the video. So it's not always good to to make drama about something you don't want people to see. But
And not to get too much of that, but Vupu didn't really do anything bad. It was a reviewer who took a Vupu product that was sent to him. They sent it to him because he was a big reviewer, not bothering to research that. All right, his channel might have a lot of younger subscribers, and then the guy who did, not even a vape reviewer, did a video that really wasn't appropriate for children, and that's what it was about. It's not, but everybody immediately hated Vupu, But I like their products. I think they make good products, and I've been happy with everything. And I'm gonna review it. If people gonna hate the company or hate a reviewer because they're showing a product, that's up to them.
yeah, got the same idea about it. Reviews a bit different than fast tracking, yeah.
And like Jim said in the chat, it's only the big reviewers that get paid from companies for reviewing products.
Yeah.
Companies, they send us stuff. They're not going to pay us to do it. They're going to say, hey, we're giving you a product. Maybe we'll send you 2 so you can do a giveaway or something, but they don't pay for that. You don't get paid for that.
No.
You got to have 50, 100, hundreds of thousands of subscribers in order to say to them, hey, I charge, $400 to review your product, or whatever it is,
Yeah, I heard bigger numbers.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I know most of them, so I know some of what they get, but, it could be bigger. A lot of them, and then they'll charge more. A lot of big reviewers, Daniel, DJLSB, I know him well, and, he gets something, it could be 6 weeks before he can get to it. He's got a lot of stuff to review,
Yeah.
And so those kind of guys will charge more if they say, all right, you want it done within 2 weeks, I got to rearrange my whole plans, because he literally planned out everything for the next 6 weeks. They charge more to move it up in the queue, which is perfectly fair.
Fast track.
Yeah, fast track it.
Yeah, there's a few over here in the UK do that as well. Charge for fast track.
Yeah.
I don't. I have 1 day for stuff sent in and 1 day for stuff I've purchased. And that's it.
But with me it depends. But I don't charge.
No.
No, I'm already happy when you send me something that I can keep going.
Apart from this week coming, I'm doing the Vupu stuff just to get rid of it before Expo. Because I want a clean slate for after Expo. With all the stuff that I'll get from there.
Normally on Tuesday I've got something coming in, but I'm not sure. The tracking doesn't work yet, so now with the Easter weekends, so for the rest it's pretty calm for my review, so I don't have to rush anything. I'm just working through Expo. Now I can sleep good again. Huh? Now I know I can come. Now everything is booked. Okay, it's a hell of a trip, but it's booked, and I've got a room to sleep. I don't think I'm gonna sleep too much. But I want to ask you: can we go in on Thursday already with the build-up, with the press card?
Don't know yet. Still waiting to reply. Bob, question for you from Jim VV. When I find it again. What's your preferred vaping style? Direct lung, mouth to lung, or restricted?
I've been big into pods lately, but normally it's direct lung vaping with RTAs or an RDA squonking. I don't drip much just because I don't find it convenient. A lot of times I'm on the road and stuff, and that's not practical. Mainly it's stuff like this. But for the last, because pods are just coming out three times a week, I'm getting a new pod. I've been to pods a lot lately too, but usually just like mints and stuff in a pod to have in the car. But basically RTAs, or I test so many sub-ohm tanks where normally I wouldn't be. All right, let me backtrack. I got into RDAs and RTAs. That's when I really started getting into vaping. When I said, all right, these coils are getting too expensive. Buying pre-made coils constantly. That's when I got my first RDA and started building and really started getting into vaping. But now, because I get so much stuff for review, I get a lot of sub-ohm tanks, so I vape a lot of stuff with sub-ohm coils in it. But that's great for convenience, but mainly RTAs, sub-ohm RTAs, more than anything else. But the pods are there. You got to test the pods. So if I pulled out that section up there, there's got to be 40 pods, sitting right there, balanced without trying not to fall, because it's vaping right now is pods. There's pods everywhere. They just keep coming out left and right, So I do like the pods. It's just the high nicotine I'm not too crazy about. But.
You never tried restricted with a sub-ohm tank?
Yeah, I mean, years ago that it mainly was restricted. When you were vaping 2 ohm coils and 1.5 ohm coils and stuff like that before the whole sub ohm craze. 5 years ago, that's what you were vaping. It was all that really kind of restricted, either restricted lung or restricted mouth to lung vapes. With cartomizers and I have all those kinds of. I keep all my antique stuff back up there. So yeah, I did vape that. But once sub ohm came out and you started being able to blow big clouds and get more flavor. And the flavor is what's important to me. I don't like weak juices. I like juices that are sweeter or have more taste. So, when you're sub-ohming, you usually can get more taste out of it than you will, using something like this, which is like a Vaporess Vaptio that I have for testing. And I have it here, and that's what I was talking about, having to vape it. This is not really my style. I wouldn't normally vape this, but I have to vape it to try it.
What you set in your mat tank at? Wattage wise?
What wattage do I usually use?
For the mat tank, what wattage are you using at the moment?
For the mat tank, where's the mat tank? Well, yeah, with the mat tank right now, I got it on. It's a 0.12 at 81 watts.
Try reducing it to 40 watts. Close your airflow down a bit and try it.
Yeah, see, that I don't like. That's not my preferred. Yeah, if I'm driving in the car, I get some self-conscious of blowing clouds out the window because I figure everybody's looking at me, seeing what the heck is he doing in there, So that's when a lot of times in the car I try and use pods, and I get very self-conscious about that. I'll look behind me, oh, there's no cars behind me, and then I'll switch and I'll start blowing, clouds out the window. But normally my preferred wattage range on like an RTA is between 80 and 100. Typically, I try and build, 0.12 to a 0.2 at the highest, and 80 to 100 watts is normally what I would vape with stuff like this.
So you're the opposite for me, because I like to try and keep low wattage, even with sub-ohm tanks. Because mine is the dual coil at 0.2 ohms, 40 watts. Airflow just opening no more to give me a restricted lung hit.
Right. Yeah, and I like a little more air. Yeah, a little more air in there, but. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was sitting. I don't know if you have Dunkin' Donuts there. I'm in line in Dunkin' Donuts drive-through to go get a cup of coffee, and I opened my window and I took a big hit off of one of these. The cloud goes out my window and it went right to the car in front of me and in their car window. I put that down so fast and I started looking around like it wasn't me. I don't know what that was. So. That's the only downside of big clouds and big flavor and vaping at 80 watts, 100 watts is those big clouds going out your car window. So
that's also why I vape a lot of mount along lately, because of the big clouds. If you walk on the street and you blow a big cloud, everybody looks behind, everybody starts shouting at you. So,
well, that's when I go to the pods. If I'm walking down the street. Or something like that, then I'm definitely just using a pod. Or if I'm gonna have somebody else in the car with me, I wouldn't vape like that with my wife or kids in the car or anything. But I'll crack the window open and vape a pod that goes right out the window. That I would do.
Yeah, same with me. And also, or an RTA mount along or something, but also always mount along when I'm vaping in the car. Actually, just not to blow the big clouds anymore. And in Belgium, it's forbidden to vape in the car with your kids. If you
Okay.
Yeah, that's where you chuck the kids out the car when you want a vape.
Yeah, I know, but if I'm normally when I get into the car, the first thing I take is my vape in my right hand and my steering in my left hand, and then I can drive.
Yep. Me too.
But since this in the beginning this year, it's €1,000 fine if they see you vaping in the car with your kids. So it's always a risk vaping in the car now.
Yeah, they haven't done that here yet, but I still wouldn't, especially, which I don't think it's ever right with the vape around small kids. I just, their lungs are not developed. I don't think, why take any chances whatsoever with your children? But my kids are teenagers now. If they're in the car with me, obviously they know I vape. And they have no interest in it, and I would never let them go near it. But if I'm in the car with them, if I'm vaping, even if I am blowing clouds, I straight out the window, as much right out the window. I wouldn't blow any stuff in them. The only times they ever get hit with vapor is if we're in the yard and the wind happens to blow it towards them and they're playing outside or something like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that.
Same with me, and my kids are also 10, 11, and 12, so they're starting to be annoying teenagers.
Yeah, mine, one's about to turn 13 and one's about to turn 15. So yeah, they went from nice, nice little kids to kids with big mouths that talk back and don't want to do anything or take out the garbage or anything like that. So.
My daughter here from 11, yep, just like that. Can't let her do anything anymore.
And I don't have none of that hassle at all.
I envy you sometimes.
Yeah, me too. My grandmother always said, if you want kids, draw them on the wall. You can scrape them off when you're tired of them. Should have listened.
Yeah.
Well, my 15-year-old's already talking about what kind of car he wants to get, for his first car. So it's like, big expenses. It's not little stuff anymore.
And with you can drive from 16.
Yeah, 16 he could drive here in New York.
It's 18, so got some time.
Different in every state here. I believe New York you get, I think it's technically 16 to get a learner's permit, and I think if you take what's called driver's ed course, I think it's 16 and a half. I think you can drive here.
Okay, that's soon.
Yeah. I wish it was 21. Because here, even if your kids don't have a car, if they get a driver's license, your insurance automatically goes up. Because now you have an under 21 driver living at home. They figure you're going to let them drive your car, so your insurance goes up a lot. So
okay. Kids.
Hi, Jay Jarrett and Graham Spears, who's coming to my chat. Question for you, for John, as usual. What is all the reviewers' opinions on the panel? No, on the panel about Juul trying now aggressively marketing the Juul in the UK and try not do the same damage they've done in the USA. Damn it, we'll come to you as well. They will come over to beside you. I think it's shocking what they're going to try and do over here. If they do the same as what they've done in the US.
Well, I don't think they did damage here in the US. Here in the US, it's the government doing the damage.
But I think they pushed the government a wee bit, and that's what they're going to try and do over here.
But here they made a good product, and they knew how to market it, and they got it into every store. And, it's not, but people look at it different ways here. People that don't know about vaping or the government trying to control it look at it like, oh, Juul's a bad guy. Juul made a product that people want. How does, that doesn't make you a bad guy. So, it's like, I don't think but the problem is here, it's illegal for a teenager to go and buy vaping products. It's illegal to sell it to someone under whatever age it is. It's different for different states. And yet, how come these kids have it? Obviously, stores are selling it to them against the law. So what they need to do is enforce the law. They need to go to a store, and if a store sells it to a kid, shut them down, put them out of business, give them large fines. They need to go after the stores and the people selling it to the kids. Well, I don't think Juul did that. It's the stores doing that.
Yeah, that's the same thing as in my shop. It's the age in Belgium is 16 to vape. I think it's too young. But if they come in and they show the 16, okay. But every time when somebody comes in and it seems young, I always ask their age, because I don't think it's right for 14-year-olds to start vaping. And they start, and then they start. We don't have Juuls in Belgium at the moment, but we also have other things like the Hexa, and it's also a pod system with 20 milligrams of nicotine. And sometimes 16-year-olds come in the shop and they want that one. I never sell them that. I always ask, do you smoke? No, I don't smoke. I don't sell you nicotine. I can sell you a vape with the juice without nicotine, no problem. But I never sell nicotine on 16-year-olds who never smoked. I always try to do that, because.
Right. Then there's the argument. Some people here say, well, you should let them vape, because if you don't let them vape, they might just go to cigarettes instead. Let them start, even if they don't smoke. Let them start with vaping. Obviously, it's better not to do any of it. You should just be breathing clean air if you could. But some people look at it as, well, let them start vaping, because otherwise they would have started smoking. Because most people, I think, start smoking when they're teenagers. Yeah. It's traditionally the way it's been. So a lot of people say, just let them vape.
And I think it's also my idea, I think, because I see it in the shop also. I've got a school right behind the shop. And in the beginning, a lot of kids came in and wanted to start vaping. And they're too young, we didn't sell them, and then a week later they come in front of the shops smoking cigarettes, just to say, hey, we can do this. Actually, it's a forbidden also, but if we don't sell them, and they always can get it somewhere from a 16-year-old buying anything and giving it to them in school. So, and even there was a kid, he was just 16, and he was always in the shop, and he was buying RDAs, and it was a hobby. And then his mom found his vapors, and he did it. He had to stop vaping. They took it all, and a week later he was in front of the shop. I can't buy any vapes anymore because of my mom. If she finds out, she's gonna punish me. But I can't smoke cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes. So. If my kids are 16 and they come to me and they want to vape, I let them vape, because rather that than smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. And that's, a lot of people, look at it like that. I'd rather you be doing this. We know this absolutely causes cancer. This, we know it's 95% safer. It's not 100% safe. And who knows, after 30 years of vaping, maybe it does cause cancer. But this we know absolutely causes cancer. This we don't think it does. You're better off going with that. I mean, if I ever caught my kids vaping, I'd throw everything in their rooms, every single thing they have out aside from their beds, just so now you got nothing. I'll know you. I can look in your room and see you're not hiding anything from me. So.
Yeah,
the whole thing about Juul. I mean, I know a lot of people. I don't know how in the UK how that would affect things. Obviously, I don't have that experience there, but I think here it's the government just tries to control everything, and they just, I mean, the idea like here that Juul is agreeing to a lot of the things with the government. They're looking at it as a business model, and they're saying, look, the government's going to restrict. If they keep finding out that kids are vaping, they're going to keep coming after us. So let's make it where we won't sell. I think they agree that in stores in the United States, they're only going to sell tobacco and mint flavors. They're going to remove all the flavors from stores. They haven't done it yet, because I can still walk in the store and buy it. But that's their plan, is not to sell it in the stores. And that's them just giving in to the government, even before there's any rules or laws. They're giving in ahead of time just because they want to keep their business model going. And and they're just trying to make money. They're not. Juul is not standing up for the vapor at all. Juul is just saying, all right, we'll do whatever we have to do to make the government happy so we can keep selling our product and making money. And now, big tobacco company now owns what, 35% of Juul now. So
I'm gonna look at my chat because Harley asked on you, Mark, what is your favorite pod system?
My favourite pod system
Yeah.
at the moment has to be the MyPod. As you can see, I've taken the sticker off it.
Yeah. And what else? Was there something else? No, that's the second time the same question. A little bit back. Nah, that's it. That was the question. Harley is really into the chat. I have to say hi to Harley again. Shout her out. She's one of my Instagram crew, so. Okay, Jules.
Somebody's got a noisy keyboard.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. I've had people go say to me like, I just put up the review for today for the UL Caliburn, and I say I love it, and people always say, oh, now that's your favorite one. You change favorite ones every other week. Well, they keep getting better and better.
Yeah,
you know?
I tested that one too. It's really a good one.
Yeah.
I don't have it yet, but I tested it from a customer, and it's really a good one.
Yeah, I bought this one. I mean, they've been out about a month, and I ordered it from China a month ago. It only arrived like 5 days ago, but it's just like the Infinix was very, very popular. I think that's a great one. This is just such a quick response. It's smooth. It's just working absolutely perfect.
And
so right now, this is the favorite one.
And it has great flavor. I think it has great flavor for a pod system. So I'm thinking of buying it myself too, because I'm gonna have to buy it or pick it up at the UK Vape Show. I'm gonna wait till then. I've got the next.
I bought that one. I knew nobody. UL doesn't send me stuff, so I figured, I knew that was gonna be popular. Actually, it was Daniel DJLSB that he got it 2 months ago. He gets everything right away, and he said to me, "This thing is really great," and so I just ordered it from China immediately. But it took a long time to show up.
Yeah, UL only gives me everything they have on every expo I am. Then they give me all their stuff with me. So if I go to the expo, I always got an extra suitcase, an empty suitcase for everything I've got on expo. So.
And that's a good thing at the vape shows here. When you go up to the small companies, the really small companies, and they go, oh, usually it's, Chinese people, and they're asking you, you want to try this, you want to try it, and you go, no, thank you, I'm a vape reviewer, and they get really excited then because they're small companies and they want to promote your product. Then they say, oh, you're a vape reviewer. If you have a card to give them, before you even get home, you got emails from them saying, can we send you something? Can we send you something? Because the small companies are trying to get their products out there. So more than anybody else, that's at the shows. That's a great way to make contacts.
Yeah. For me, it's also that's also why I'm excited now to go to the UK, because it's the first show almost in a year now, and my contacts are starting to slow down. Not responding anymore, so it's time for me to go to an expo again and pump everything up again, so they start sending some stuff again.
And you know what I find a lot of times, they change employees so fast, companies, and what they do is they don't keep the email address or forward the email to a new employee. You'll be contacting someone. I think that happened with me with Sigelli. I'm contacting my person saying, I see you come out with new stuff, you haven't sent me anything, I haven't. And then suddenly somebody contacts me saying, oh, hi, I'm from Sigelli, we'd like to send you something. And I said, what happened to so-and-so? And they say, oh, that person's hasn't been here for a long time.
Yeah, that happened to me with Vaptio. I had Jason, and he was sending everything from Vaptio and Kita, and he left, and that was it.
It's the same with me
I
with
never got nothing else.
With
Yep.
Dovpo, it's the same with me. I had a good contact in Dovpo, and they always sent me 3 mods from everything, and suddenly nobody responds anymore. And it was a contact through Instagram, and through Instagram I sent them messages again, and they don't respond anything. So
Especially after the Chinese New Year, a lot of times they have turnaround of employees like crazy. And but in a normal company, if I have like one of my business customers, when an employee leaves and they had an email address who it was somebody that did certain job, that email now gets forwarded to the new employee.
yeah,
But China doesn't do that. They just
No.
it's gone. That's it. And you just have to start finding somebody new there to talk to. So.
yeah,
And they don't have like a contract like what we have.
no. If they
But
have
after the new year, you have to go back or give your notice. There at the new year, if they leave, they can just leave. Don't even have to give notice or nothing.
Yeah.
Which is shocking.
Yeah, that's a problem with Freemax at the moment also. They don't produce the single and the dual coils at the moment from the Mesh Pro because they don't have enough of employees at the moment. After Chinese New Year, half of the company left, and they don't have enough of employees to start everything up again. So they only make the triple in the quad cores.
Well, that's their best selling one too. So.
Yeah. Talking to each other. Nah.
John M says they kill off the employees and then they just hire new. I don't think you mean kill like they kill the employees.
Could be. Country is big enough to to have a big hole somewhere. In Shenzhen, I thought it was crazy because the week before I was in New York, and the skyscrapers in New York, okay, it's big, but sorry to say, but I wasn't really impressed. And then the week after, I went to Shenzhen, and it's a 12 million people city with only skyscrapers everywhere.
Well, did you go to Manhattan or were you only in
Yeah,
Brooklyn?
no, I was to Manhattan. I stayed in Manhattan, so
Okay.
no, yeah. Shenzhen was crazy. Also, in the middle of in the city, 6 roads at one side, 6 roads at the other side. It's so big, everything in China. The people are so small and everything is so big there. It's real crazy.
Bye, Jules.
Bye, Jules. See you at Expo. Part of their population control system. Oh, gonna drink
So what's everybody saying in your chat, Dimmy? Because obviously I can't understand it.
they're talking. Oh, Harley asked me which flavor I'm vaping at the Armadillo. Always the same in the Armadillo. My cold brew coffee. And then they're talking about Ronnie won the RDA and he's gonna get the Armadillo to test, and he wants to test it with mango peach. Happy Benny says happy Easter. Kevin says you gotta take Mystic Mango. And Ronnie answered, I've got 150 different flavors here that I bought from Dimmy. And then Kevin says he takes the aroma and he mixes it at 15% from the Mystic Mango, the flavor of it. Ronnie says I can try it. And Kevin says I will send a picture of it. That's what they're saying at the end of. So they're talking to each other. No problem.
Uh-huh.
And Dimmy, John M is the one who won one of the armadillos for the Patreon giveaway, and he absolutely loved it.
All right, thanks, John.
I've still got all mines. They're on display. Well, the boxes are with the RDA inside them, apart from the black, which I'm using.
I can't stop vaping them, so I'm really happy with it. Luckily. So, at the moment, the Armadillo is the only RDA I really use a lot. So now I've got the District 5, the Layer Cake, but I think it's a crappy RDA. But it's the only RDA that has clean cotton in it for some fruity flavors. So I really have to start cleaning things up here. But I'm saying it every week and nothing happens.
That's the one thing that I do not like about vaping is cleaning out all my RDAs and RTAs. In that door behind me, I got a large sink in there, and I got a shelf in there completely loaded up with RDAs and RTAs and everything to clean out. And I just got to stand there for like an hour just cleaning. And that's the one thing I do not like. I wait until I can't stand looking at it anymore, and then I finally clean them all up.
If you see the closet behind me, everything is dirty inside it, so I really have to start cleaning it up.
That's one thing good about being a reviewer when you have a lot of stuff is you can just put it aside and move on to the next thing at least.
Yeah, that's what I do. Something new comes in, okay, that's the thing I'm using.
Dimmy, you need to start from the top shelf, take out all the old juice, clean up all the juice that's on the shelves and down your mods and put them back in. Do one shelf at a time.
I know, but when? I told you I'm only here Wednesdays for my live, Sundays for the show, and then one day for recording my reviews now. And I don't have a day to clean everything up. Got no
You
time.
make time. You make time.
Yeah. Tell it downstairs to the family. When I told her I was going to Birmingham, and it was from I leave Thursday morning at 6 and I come back Tuesday in the morning, so it's for a long time. That's not 3-day show. I'm there from Thursday till Tuesday, so
What you do is you take them all off the shelf, put them into a box, take the box downstairs and get everybody to help you do it. Problem solved. You're spending time with the family and you're getting your mods and tanks and everything cleaned.
You hear Bob, he always has a solution.
Plus you're not doing all the work yourself to them.
Yeah.
Other people are helping you to clean them.
Yeah, maybe.
But then you have to remember the ones that you've finished using and you're going to put in the shelf, take the juice out of them and clean them before you put them in. And then you didn't have to clean them when you actually get down to the shelf that you're putting them on.
I know, but even now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21. There are 23 tanks and RDAs on my desk lying around. Not even in the shell, just lying around and waiting to get used or cleaned or anything. Or put away in the shell. Not really organized, you know.
Yeah, it's hard when it's not your full-time job. It's a second job.
Yeah.
That's what's hard. It's not like there are certain reviewers who it's their job, you know, because it's what they have time to do because it's their job. When you have a regular job and then you come home and you got to deal with all of that, it's not fun.
No. So that's the problem why it's a mess here. And it's me. I'm just not organized. I worked as a desk job for 14 years and I was really organized in my desk and everything. But after 14 years, I stopped there. I just left it behind and I started working in the vape store. And since then I was nothing organizing anymore. So in the shop, all right, but at home, it's really a problem at the moment. It's 14 years I was too organized, and now I don't want to be.
And the thing is, it's not like, you know, some people who have just a couple of mods and they vape and they love it, who have to go and they keep their mods clean. when you're reviewing stuff and you have so much stuff on the table, there's always something you could just pick up as you walk out and vape on. So you get a little spoiled with that. You just say, I'm going for a ride in the car, I gotta go somewhere, take this one. As long as the batteries are good, you're fine.
I'm almost dying now. I would say same with me. Oh my God.
Especially with pods. I mean, because you just got pods laying around. They're almost always, the juice lasts so long in them. As long as you take it with you, you plug it in the car if you need to, and you always have a vape with you.
See, I'm different. In the mornings, I come in here to get my pod, because this is where it lives, here. So I use that morning and night. So I'm been here first thing, using that, setting up whatever I'm taking with me. I'll carry 2 mods, and I'll take them downstairs, and that's me for the day. That's the 2 that I'll use all day.
Yeah, if I'm going to be working on, sometimes I work in the office all day, sometimes I'm on the road. If I'm on the road, I'll make sure I got, 2 or 3 or 4 things set up to make sure it gets me through the whole day. But otherwise, if I'm in the office, it's all lying around. You just pick up something and vape, What nicotine levels do you guys usually vape?
3.
In my Subones 3, in my Mount Lungs 20.
What about the pods?
I'm 20 in this, but everything else is 3.
But 20 is the maximum in Belgium. We can't sell more. But I've got some juices, like sometimes they send me some juices over, and then it's 50 milligrams or so. I vape every nicotine level I can get.
Yeah, 50 is very common here for pods, and I prefer the 35s, but in pods, 50 is very common here.
Yeah, you can't get it in Belgium. The maximum is 20, and actually for a pod system, I think 20 is not high enough. I vape 20 in my Mount Long RTAs, and then it's okay. But in a pod system, I think 20 is not enough. But
yeah, I think in these kind of pods, 35 I think is a good. 50 is a lot, but you get used to it. If you force yourself to do it, before you know it, 50 is nothing.
Yeah.
I was vaping 50s in the pods, and I was trying to cut down nicotine, so the pods for health reasons. I got some other health, and I was trying not to vape pods for a while. I was vaping like 8 milligram 50/50 regular juice in the pods, and now this one is 35, and I just took a few hits on it starting today, and I feel it, in the back of my throat, where 50 was doing nothing before. 35 is now harsh again, You build up a tolerance.
Dimmy, do you know mix your own liquids?
Nah.
See, you should start mixing your own, then you can make it whatever strength you want.
No, and you can't buy, in Belgium you can't buy higher than 20 milligrams of boosters either.
Apparently the same over here, but you can actually get 72.
Yeah, but I never
But can't you just get nicotine? Can't you just buy bottles of nicotine and do what you want?
The problem is we can't order online in Belgium, actually. It's forbidden to order vape stuff online. So it's always a gamble. You can order it online, but it's always a gamble if it comes through to customs or not. And if it doesn't come through, you get how you say it? They
Customs.
The customs take it.
Yeah.
There's a possibility they even give you a fine. So it's always a gamble if it comes through or not. So I never ordered anything online, and I work in a vape shop, so if I really need something, I can order it through the shop. But I never make my own juices, because also again the time. And in the beginning when I started vaping, I started making my own juices, and I was always making new recipes and everything, but it's too many juices stand there and then never get vaped, and I just stopped doing it. And now it's too easy for me. I work in the shop, and I can take the if I don't overdo it, I just can take every juice that I want to vape. So it makes it too easy. And now I don't vape so much anymore, actually. In the beginning, it was a bottle of 50 milliliter or 60 in a day, and sometimes 2 in a day. And now I think I do 3-4 days with 1 bottle, so I don't vape too much anymore.
Yeah, John Best in the chat was saying he thinks 50 milligram is too much, is overkill. I mean, that's the nice thing about vaping, though, is that you can tell people you could start at a high level and you can keep cutting down, cutting down. In some homes, I buy 0 and I add my own nicotine and I make it like a 1 milligram, and that's usually what I'm vaping in here. There's usually 1. And the pods, you know, you could buy Nick Salt here and make your own with that too. But that I just buy like 35 if it's Nick Salt. But that's the nice thing about vaping is you could start high and just, you know, cut down and wean yourself off of it. You can't do that with anything else. With any other type, like the patch or things to, you know, help to stop smoking. I mean, I know they have different levels, but in here you have the option of doing whatever you want, so it's nice. I think my wife is going to be messaging me. It's 3:30 here. We have our Easter dinner, so I know she's going to be messaging me soon. So
Okay.
just give a heads up. I know that's going to pop in there soon.
That's okay.
No problem. It's already and we started in time today. Huh?
Yeah, and you haven't had any computer problems, so
No, so
good.
not too much. They only say my sound isn't that good, but it's strange because everything on the computer looks not right. So, I will hear it afterwards when I put it online. Dave.
And the thing you gotta remember about nicotine is it's addictive, but they say it's like the same addictive level as coffee. You know, it's not. It's not. It's bad for younger people. Nicotine's not good for the brain, but in adults, nicotine really isn't bad for you. It's just addictive, like coffee's addictive, like caffeine's addictive. So
yeah, it hardens your veins a little bit.
yeah, I mean nothing's perfect. Nothing's but I mean overall, it's not certainly not cigarettes. It's not really going to kill you. But yeah, if you have heart problems, you shouldn't have nicotine. You know, there's reasons not to.
But you get nicotine in food. You
Yes.
can't get nicotine in food. And the main one's sort of potatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
But you don't want to take your break at work and stand outside eating a potato though for a nicotine.
No.
We eat
But
a lot of potatoes.
Everybody does get it. We just get more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Marcius. Hi, Marcius. Sound is good, they say so. Okay. John and
That's why I'm like I can chain vape because it's only 1 milligram. So I can sit there just vape and vape and vape and vape and vape it because it's not much.
But I even do it with 20 milligrams vape and vape and vape. So
You build up a tolerance, you get used to it.
yeah. When I'm in my shop and I tell people, because in Belgium 20 milligrams, people always think, oh, that's a lot because that's the most you can buy here.
Right.
But I'm always vaping 20 milligrams in the shop or in front of the shop. I can't say in the shop because it's forbidden too.
Not here too.
But when I'm always vaping my 20 milligrams, and then they want to test my device, and I say, okay, watch out, 20 milligrams, and I give it, and they always start coughing, and they almost like that. They start dying like that, and I'm vaping it all day. So, but my colleague in the shop, he doesn't vape. He works in the shop, but he doesn't vape himself, and he always thinks I'm crazy because I'm vaping 20 milligrams all day, like a suppo. And even in the Manta Mount to Long, that's almost a direct long. So it's only 21 watts. I'm vaping it, but that's a lot of cloud for 20 milligrams. And if I let somebody vape on this, most of people start dying here in Belgium.
Well, like I said, it's like that 50 milligram Nick Salt. Once you do that for a couple of weeks, it becomes nothing. It becomes normal.
Your throat's got used to it. What I'm going to vape.
I only vape the 20 milligram first thing in the morning and last thing at night. But I chain vape it in the morning to get my nicotine hit.
Me too. First thing I vape in the morning too is my Orion with my 20 milligram and then chain vaping it. Always, that's the first thing in the morning.
And then after that, I'm on my 3 milligram. Everything's 3 milligram.
See, I can wake up and go an hour or two without even vaping. I don't know why, but it's not like I don't feel like, you know, a lot of people, like with cigarettes, they would wake up and go right for a cigarette. And I know vaping's the same way for a lot of people, but I'll wake up in the morning, I want my coffee. I don't care about nicotine. Give me my coffee.
My coffee is also the first thing I'm going to put on when I wake up. It's the first thing I go through, the coffee machine. Yeah.
First thing I do is get a drink of juice.
No.
I always say juice at the side of the bed. I've got a bottle here, I've got bottles downstairs.
I need my coffee first thing in the morning. That's the first thing I need to drink. Nothing else than my coffee.
I hardly drink coffee. If I'm drinking anything, it's either Irn-Bru or tea. That's mainly Irn-Bru.
Yeah, no. For me, 2 liters of coffee each day, at least. And then at night, my macchiato before I go to sleep. And I vape coffee all day. So, black coffee, no sugar. Yep. Oh, I can have some sugar. What's on the table tonight?
Right, I'm going to get this name wrong. Marseille. It's not Eat My Big Bald. It's actually Eat My BB. And the BB does stand for BB, as in ballistic bullet.
Yeah, big build.
Not Big Bald.
Did you? Is that name because you? I mean, I know you said like BBs, like pellet guns, right?
Yes.
Is that like is that another hobby of yours? Is that
It was a hobby. I used to play airsoft,
right?
which is like paintball, but instead of using paintballs, it uses BBs.
And you shoot other people with them?
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't sound like fun.
It is. Do a search for minigun, BB minigun.
Yeah, but I mean, I used to play paintball when I was younger, and I'd come home with big black and blues all over. Those things hurt. I can only imagine getting hit with a BB.
You only actually end up getting the mark is if it hits bare skin. So as long as you're wearing like a light jacket or something, you hardly get anything.
So maybe they're not as powerful, or I mean, because I know people use them to kill small animals. You know,
Sight rules were 300 feet per second, or 360, sorry, for AEGs. That's like your machine guns and that. Snipers was 500. That was the maximum. It was a 30-meter distance minimum engagement, and then you had to go to a pistol, which could still shoot at 360 FPS if you upgraded it enough.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I have a few. We use them just to scare away the deer when they're eating the bird food and stuff like that. But I don't know I don't remember how many feet per second they were and stuff like that. I'd have to look it up and see what the ones I have. You know, you have the CO2 ones, and then I have the pump ones. And I know if it's like a deer, I give it like 10 pumps, and you see the deer jump 7-8 feet up in the air when you shoot it. You know.
Yeah, well, the airsoft guns are like that as well. You've got your pump action shotguns, you've got CO2 or propane gas pistols.
Mm-hmm.
The AEGs were electric, run off the LiPos, and then your sniper rifles are usually like a pump action. You pull it back, lock it, fire, away it went. But you also got them in spring as well. So if you upgraded the spring inside the gearbox, that would increase your FPS. So if it was a tighter compressing spring, obviously it would come out quicker, which makes the BB come out quicker.
Okay.
Well, also here in the United States, you just go to the gun range and you play with real guns. So
I'm not a gun man, so you're talking Chinese now.
Nah, I used to do it every second week. Used to be on a Sunday every second week, all year round. And then I got a job there, and because I got the job there, the owner gave me my first electronic cigarette to get him off the cigarettes to work in the shop. And I was there for 6 months, and I was like, that's not for me. I went back driving.
My former hobby was Subiteo. I don't know if Bob knows Subiteo.
What was that?
It's a football game, but you play it with your finger. You all the football players on a half moon, and you put them. You tap them around the table with your finger with a big ball, and it's kind of a football game. And
Okay.
and that was my former hobby that I played in a competition. I was Flemish champion, and I was third on the Belgian championship, and so and I played world championships, but that wasn't that didn't go so well. But yeah,
Good night, John M.
night.
John M is going for his Easter dinner.
Kevin is asking if you are following the snooker world championship. Mark?
No.
No?
Yeah.
No, Kevin, he ain't. I am.
I don't have time for that.
When the days I'm in front of TV, I try to follow it a bit.
During the week, I get up, I go to work, I come home, get something to eat, chill for about an hour, and then back to my bed for work next day.
Hard work.
Yeah.
For me, it's not like that.
That's the difference between working in a shop and actually driving for a living.
Yeah, I only open the shop at 10, so when it's not like now, it was Easter holidays here. The daughter didn't have to go to school, so I could sleep till 8:30. So I didn't have to go to sleep too early, and it was really good 2 weeks sleeping out every day. Yeah.
I wish I was like that. I'm up at 5 in the morning for work. Get home sometimes between 5:30 and 8 o'clock, but mostly about 7 o'clock.
That's too long for me.
Yeah, it's a long day.
This where it looks like my vape room is also my office. So I get up, I come down here, and I'm here from like 5:30 to 7 every day too. So right here.
The shop is only 200 meters from my house, so for me it's the same. I open the shop at 10, and I leave my house at 10 before 10 or something. At 9:50 I leave house, and at 10 I open the shop. So
My work's about 30 miles north of me, and I
nah,
drive up there then and come back down this way.
I work 7.5 hours a day. and Monday 8.5. But I work on Sunday morning 3 hours. I open the shop from 10 to 1.
See, I don't. I work Monday to Friday. Apart from this week, I work Monday to Thursday. Got holiday Friday. Next week, we should be in Tuesday to Friday, but I've got the hospital Tuesday, so I'm only working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then that's me on holiday for Expo. Hey!
Yeah, my holiday for Expo starts the day I leave, and it ends the day I come back. So
No, I always take the week off before it.
no.
I won't get the week after it because the Monday's a bank holiday, so we're more busier for that week. So I won't get that week.
No.
So I'll just be all sickie.
I'm lucky I can go now. So and my boss gives me the days off. Just the day Thursday and Friday and Sunday and Monday, my boss has to stand in the shop then. So, and I'm come back Tuesdays at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm back in Brussels, and I think I'm gonna open the shop at 10. So it's gonna be a little rush to be on time. And after a whole night of sleep in Amsterdam so, well, we'll see.
Tell me you need that day off as well.
Huh?
Tell him you need the Tuesday off to recover.
I changed what?
Tell him you need the Tuesday off to recover.
No, I don't need Tuesday off. I recover in the shop.
You're landing in
I work in the shop, I don't drive.
you're landing in the UK at 8:30, you say, didn't you?
Huh?
You're landing in the Birmingham at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know you don't get into the hotel till about 12:30.
Yeah, I know. Until 2.
Is it 2?
2.
And then what time are you leaving the UK at?
I'm leaving at 7:30.
At night.
Yeah, at night.
And you'll get kicked out of the hotel before that.
Yeah, at 11.
You've got a long wait sitting in that airport.
Well, you got to pay for an extra day just to be able to stay there late.
Yeah, and I had to pay. I wanted to stay till Monday, and the cheapest flight was in the evening. So, and I wanted to stay till Monday to get Sunday evening a little after party after the expo. So I've got time to recover in the day before I fly back. So.
But that's it, Tim. Everybody leaves on the Sunday. Mostly everybody leaves on the Sunday.
Yeah.
After the expo.
Yeah, we'll see.
So Sunday night's usually a wee bit chill out.
It's a quiet night then.
Yeah. I'm staying till Monday morning. I'm
too.
staying Sunday night.
I'm staying till Monday evening, so it's a long weekend.
I'll probably be just getting in as you're getting on your flight.
Yeah.
You know if any of the any US reviewers that said they were going to be there?
Mike Fapes is gonna be there.
Okay.
Mike was there both of them last year.
Yeah,
well, I'm sure they fly Mike out. So.
And I'm Vaping Bogan from Australia. He's always there.
Yeah.
I met him for the first time like 2 months ago at the show here. Mike is like an hour and a half from me, right over in Queens. So I usually see him at every show.
Sam the Vaping Bogan is a nice guy. I've met him twice in the UK. So, and
Yeah.
Mike I met in New York and also in Birmingham last year. Yeah.
Mike's a very nice guy. Yeah, Sam, I only met him for a few minutes at the last show, and he did not curse once.
Yeah. Time is it? Oh, almost 10 o'clock.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost, with no problems.
The wife actually already messaged me, but I've been ignoring her. So.
Dave says
So
no.
you'll be in the bad books.
I'll be erect till Sunday anyway. Yeah, he knows me. You must have redeemed yourself with your boss. They been getting to come to the expo. I wanted him to come with me, but he didn't want to.
No, Dummy, you don't want me to go with you.
Yeah. That he pays,
No.
Yeah, that he pays my food. Come on. Now I have to find money to pay my food in the hotel. I don't even have breakfast or anything, so.
Ah.
Yeah. It was.
See, you should have booked at the same time as your bed.
Yeah, it was really cheap. I think I'm there for £250, I think. For the hotel and for the 5 days, so it's really cheap.
I think I was about 270, and that's including even a meal.
But not the airplane, huh?
No.
With me, it's even with the tickets of the plane in it.
Ah. Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah. So I fixed it so cheap as possible.
I count my meals as £25 a day.
I think breakfast is £8. I think a day in the Arden. I think it was last year also £8 or something.
Yeah,
It's pretty cheap.
because when I was there, that's all I had was breakfast. And I went up to the petrol station to get dinner.
No, I always eat in the hotel on my own. A nice steak. Make the best of it. Huh? Okay.
That's the only reason I go to any of the vape shows anymore, is just to hang out with other reviewers and meet people and people that, viewers and stuff like that. The shows, there's nothing new there that we haven't seen already, in terms of vape gear. So it's just mainly to meet people and hang out.
Nah, gonna do that more this year too.
Yeah, because at least this time you're not working for the shop or getting stuff for the shop or.
Maybe I have to work a day or something for Umir. Maybe I have to. Maybe I'm going to stand on their booth for some time on the expo. Maybe help them out a bit, promote my RDA a bit.
Yeah, that could always help you.
Yeah, so maybe I'm going to do that, and maybe they pay for dinner. Dinner is important for me. You won't say it. I'm real small, but I'm eat like a bull. I really eat a lot, so.
Have you found out what hotel they're in yet?
Me?
Yes.
The Arden Hotel?
No. Umir, what hotel they're in?
Yeah, the Premier Inn, yeah. I know.
Is that what they are?
Eh? I'm coming there at night.
No. What hotel is Umir staying in?
I don't know.
See, you should find that out and bombard them at the hotel.
Yeah, but at the moment it's pretty quiet again. So my contact with Umir. She always has temperaments, so I know when it's quiet, I have to be quiet too. She works really hard, so I can understand.
Guys, I don't have to get going. The wife keeps messaging me.
Okay.
Well, she's not going to leave me alone until I respond. So.
That's no problem. It was great having you on.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Definitely be willing to do it again.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys.
And thanks
Good
for
night.
the review again. Bye.
Good night to everybody in chat. Take it easy.
Bye. All right.
Let me just fix my windows.
My window is still fixed.
No.
Nothing
I have
changes.
one for when it's just us two and one for when we've got a guest.
With me, we are the two big ones, and Bob was in a smaller window in the corner. So. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say anymore actually. So.
No,
It's
We've
already
been
10. It's 10 o'clock.
pretty active. Not been many questions lately in chat. I think everybody's fell asleep.
Yeah, I think so too. So, I think we can call it a night. It was a good show. We talked for 2 hours again. So,
Yep.
With no problems, almost no problems this
Almost no problems.
So, it was a good one.
Apart from yours freezing in Stockholm.
Sometimes.
And me
show-
forgetting to mute the YouTube pages at the beginning. And I eventually got my night bot working. Eventually.
Nah, I don't do Nightbots. My computer now it stays on running. So even when I put it in workplace with 2 screens, my XSplit it doesn't work anymore. I can't go from one screen to another, or everything crashes. So it's just one screen that's working, that's streaming, and then most of the time he keeps it up.
That's shocking.
Ah, I'm happy he's keeping it up. Great show, no issues tonight. Hey, yeah, John.
Yeah, on mine there's no issues, John. On Dimmy's there was. There was a bit without any broadcast.
Yeah, I have 2 T-shirts, Kevin, for the expo that I can wear. Kevin says, Dimmy, you have to make shirts from your own, like Mark. I have 2 shirts of my own. I'm wearing them on the expo, no worries.
I now have 9 shirts with logos.
I've got 2 shirts, and it was actually from, I think I was half a year reviewing, and some follower made it for me, 2 T-shirts with in front of it Lotten Dompers komen erop on. My thing I always say on the end of the review. So she made it for me, and it's a nice shirt. But you know, I'm cheap.
Because if you remember last year, I had the logo on the front, which was bigger, and it was right in the centre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got them, still use them in my reviews. You can't see them, but they're there. Where these ones are just here, with the big one on the back. And I've got 5 of them this time, since I'm going to be at Expo for 5 days instead of 4. I've got a blue hoodie with the logo on the front. I can't remember if it's on the back as well. And then I've got my soft shell, which has got the logo on the front, and I think it's on the back as well.
Okay. No, I only got the 2 T-shirts.
I'm thinking about changing my logo.
Yeah, why?
The second BB on the shirt, it takes you to see the BB here where it ends. So I'm thinking about just making it 2-dimensional rather than 3.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So it sticks out better.
That's right.
And I may add the VR onto the end of it. So it'll be EMBB VR.
EMBB VR. Okay.
Eat my baby vape reviewer.
Alright.
But I don't know yet. I may still have this logo next year.
Maybe a question for in the chat. Custom hats made with yeah, make a custom hat with a cloud attached to the hat. With a little cloud on top of it. Yep. I'm not gonna
metal coat hanger with cotton.
Huh?
A metal coat hanger with cotton.
But nah, I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. I'm crazy enough.
That would work. Hide the metal coat hanger between your inside your black ribbon, with it coming out like a cloud.
Yeah, maybe. Thinking about it. Yeah, right. Okay.
So that's something to think about for next week.
Yeah, maybe next
Because remember, next week is the last show before Expo.
Yeah. And Wendy Vapes already confirmed, so she would come on.
Yeah.
Just let us hope that everything goes well. Even as well as tonight.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You were late tonight.
It's because I was editing videos.
Yeah.
Because I spent too long recording them last night. I didn't have time to edit them last night, so I was doing it tonight. I've still got the Drag 2 to edit, which I'll be doing once the show finishes.
Okay. Let us finish the show, then you can go to work and I can go to relax. Tomorrow is the day off again, so let me relax tonight.
I'm not. I'm fixing my car. I'm needing new pads and discs fitted.
Oh no, I have another family day tomorrow, so
So I've got that to do tomorrow.
Mm.
Because I want to get it done before I head down to Expo. Because when I come back, I've got the MOT on the car.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I take the plane. I can take the car, but it's too long of a drive.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's too much work.
Drive to the port, get off ferry, and drive across the country.
Yeah, I know,
You're
but
at
it's too long on the drive. But now when I'm going back, I'm doing 10 hours about over it with the plane, but for an hour flight. So, but no, it's too long driving.
How long would it take me if I took a plane? It would probably take me about an hour from Edinburgh to Birmingham in the plane. But then I've also got myself from here to the airport, which is about, what, 45 plus an hour and 20, plus an extra 2 hours just to get to the airport.
It's almost the same as you drive there.
Yeah. Well, no. It's 3 hours quicker. It's half the time.
Okay.
But that's not including sitting time inside the airport, sitting time waiting on buses. Because I wouldn't take my car because parking at the airport is just too expensive.
Yeah, that's my
It's
problem.
as bad as at Expo.
That's my problem now too. Who's gonna put me at the airport at 6 o'clock at 4 o'clock in the morning, and who's gonna fetch me at the airport at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a problem because my wife has to work, so she can't do it. So I have to find a solution for that.
Your boss. Taxi.
Taxi is expensive. It's 80 euros to the airport, so it's a lot of money. So yeah, I will see. But my tickets are booked, so I will get there. I'll see how I will do it, but I will get there. Take the train, yeah. Then I have to take the train at night to Antwerp, and in the morning I have to take the train. Then I have to start a day early. Yeah, they said take the train. There's no train from where I live to the airport, so I have to first go to Antwerp and then go back. But I have to be at the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then there are no trains.
Yeah, you never thought that out, did you?
I know, but it was a last-minute call. And I was with my boss, and he said, "Yeah, I will pay it if you find it cheap." Okay, this is cheap. This is what I'm going to do. So I booked it in an instant.
You'll just have to save up to go to the October one and stay in the Premier Inn rather than.
Yeah, I know, but problem next time in October.
Yeah.
In October, I will save up myself for the expo, and I booked some early, but I'm going through it.
I'm just trying to mind when it is in October.
I'll be able to understand.
It's the 25th, 26th, 27th of October for the expo.
27th of October.
25th to 27th.
Okay. It's right before my, okay. Alright.
Because if you haven't noticed on your calendar, there's no Crazy Vape show that Sunday.
No, I not noticed it's that far.
No, I didn't think you would.
No. Where in October, Ronnie? Also in Birmingham. Birmingham is twice a year. 2 keer per jaar. Bye, Dave. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up, I think.
Yeah.
People in chats. Ronnie, Dave, I think Kevin is still there, I don't know for sure. John, Alan, who's still there? I think that's all in chat. Good night, everybody, from me. Mark is going to close the show again.
Thanks, guys, for coming along and listening to us blabber on, as usual. Without you, it wouldn't be a show. just make sure you keep popping questions into chat. Doesn't matter whose chat, we'll get to it eventually, except for Dimmy's, because he never checks.
I checked today. I've got the 2 chats open in front of me. Come on. Today was a good day.
Hopefully, this is the first of many good shows where there's nothing drastic happening at the start of it, like it not running, etc. Dimmy.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, without you, it wouldn't be a show at all. So thanks again for coming along and chatting to us and chatting to each other. Hopefully we'll all see you next week, same time. And we have, who's coming on, did you say?
Wendy Vapes.
Wendy Vapes. So that's your guest next week. So everybody that's in chat, let me see who is all there. Ronnie, Steve, John, Alan.
Bye, Steve.
I don't know if Graham's still on Mines. Kevin. Yeah, so thanks to all you for coming along to the show. So we will see you next week. And stay safe.
En laat ons doen maar komen.
Bye just now.
Bye.